Talk to me about Airbnbs and don't hold back.
I won't. People know. So my town, so we only have 83 people in my town, right? That's all that's all that's there. In
That's
community.
year-round residents, 83 people.
No.
Oh.
Not even all year-round residents. That's 83 homes that are legally registered to vote in the city of Harrison. A gentleman came in from a coastal state, thought that he had a great solution. We actually need a code for Airbnbs. We never had one, right? You just never needed it. And it's one of those things that maybe you do now, but it was very loosey-goosey. So since 2023, he came in and brought in this Airbnb code. And now out of the 83 homes that are there to legally vote, there's 28 Airbnbs. That's now 20. And again, 83 homes that don't necessarily live there all year round. There's a lot of second homes. There's a lot of retiree people in my community. And then what's also, the first obvious, now there's not people that live there all year round to work in the
whatever.
Yeah, the city, whatever, anything, everything. There's not 28 people now, 28 homes that are coming down to my restaurant all year round. Like, my town really was furious about the fact that I closed, but they didn't understand. I was losing so much money being open, but when I would go into the grocery store or when I would walk down the street and I'd see, my local, they'd be like, "Why are you not open?" I was like, "Well, because I can't." "Well, you've always been open." "Well, you need to be open." Well, again, do you know how much money I'm throwing away?
I hate when people say you need to be blank. It's like, right. Come solve the problem. So the Airbnbs, it's now made it where there's nobody in those hills. And when it comes and it snows, nobody's going to drive 20 minutes to come into One Shots. Like, they're just going to stay home and hunker down. So But they want you to be open.
But they want me to be open. But so last year I was going to start this campaign, but it doesn't matter. So again, Airbnbs, it might be right for your community. But now what happened is that when I went in and started talking to my city council and being at those meetings, my city council was told that they would be sued to oblivion if they tried to block Airbnb. So they had to pass this. Well, okay, great, you had to pass it, but you didn't have to pass it this loose. It's so loose. And that's another thing, Matt, to jump off really quick. So Airbnbs, I stayed at one last night. Fantastic. It might work great for different areas, but
hyper metro areas, like, sure. And by the way, Airbnb, we can't even stay at Airbnbs or VRBOs anymore. We, as a family, the Todd family, has had so many horrendous experiences with Airbnbs. They suck. Oh. They're bad. They're unreliable. They're dirty. Overwhelmingly, they're dirty. Like, all of these problems, I hate Airbnbs. My father-in-law just went to do something. It was like a month. I don't know what he and my mother-in-law were going to do some trip. They get to their Airbnb and I'm like laughing because I come home and my wife's on the phone with them. I'm like, yeah, Dad, you got to just go to a hotel. And they had gone. They were like, "Oh, we'll stay in this Airbnb. Pictures are all great." They get there. It's disgusting. It's dirty. This whole thing. Now they're scrambling to go find a hotel close by because they had this plan. It's just stop. Like, we actually found a hotel. We tried Airbnbs in one place like once or twice, and we're like, never again. It was up in the Tahoe area. We would go up in the winter and try to take our boys sledding and stuff. And we just found this local hotel that was way smaller, but it's reliable. We like it. My boys developed these wonderful memories of going down. They had this gigantic breakfast thing in the morning, and we would go down there and it was like, we have these beautiful pictures from that thing. And it was like, this is reliable hospitality. Like, this is fantastic. The whole Airbnb concept that just anybody can be a bed and breakfast host is like, this is a lie. And it's so frustrating.
Well, and it's killing small towns, right? Because then what happens is, normally, in a small town like mine, in my personal opinion, is what happens, right, is I couldn't afford a house in Coeur d'Alene. I couldn't afford a restaurant in Coeur d'Alene. But because there was nobody that wanted to move to this small town because they couldn't see the dollars, nobody wanted to move. So Jim and Jan Little, amazing, awesome people that were holding down the fort of One Shot Charlie's until my brother and I got there, they carried me on their contract because they knew that I couldn't come in there and get a loan. Right? They knew that I couldn't come in there and be able to take it without their help. So they helped me get into it. So with these Airbnbs, right, the next thing or not Airbnbs. So then I got there, I bought a restaurant, on this owner contract. And then now there's these homes that nobody wants to buy because there's no income. There's nothing to do in Harrison. So then I got this really cheap house that was fantastic. My brother's a builder down here in Boise. He came up and helped me fix it up. So now, you have this community and you're building this community because you're willing to move somewhere because you believe in yourself and what you know you can do. Anybody that knows me, I can do anything. I'm tough for the nails. I can do anything. I didn't understand how hard Harrison was going to be, but I believe in my time and my talents. I'm going somewhere and I'm going to be successful. Right. So going to Harrison, I feel like we kept Harrison alive because we kept that restaurant open. My brother slept in the back of the building forever until he started knocking on doors and asking people, hey, while you're selling your house, can I rent it? I mean, there's just a really great American story there, you know?